That's James's very cheesy pizza, and that's his little eggplant from his garden. I cut it in half. Nice. That's all we got. Huh? And he's having blueberry pomegranate juice and cold brew coffee, and I'm having the blueberry pomegranate juice with psyllium fiber. We'll see how that goes. And we're going to talk about the gold. Awesome. Gigi and Nate, Vixen's Run. Lots of these ones are Midsummer Murders, and then there's Fight or Flight, and we'll get around to Agent Hamilton eventually. Yeah. Ron Sexsmith, and maybe we'll see how far we get. So that'll be that. All right. So let's see how this goes. I'm kind of putting off drinking that because I don't know how it'll be, but I got this and I was all excited about it because I really want to drink things like blueberry pomegranate juice. And then I thought, I'm supposed to be on a diet. So I don't know. So I decided, well, if I mix it with psyllium fiber, then I'll kind of feel like I'm doing something healthy. Because lately I'm not taking the psyllium fiber without juice, or I've been trying to convince myself to do it and haven't been able to do it. So I'm going to review, read out our analysis of Ron Sexsmith, Hangover Terrace, which I have to say I really like the sound of it. But with Ron Sexsmith albums, I find that his songs are pretty much wallpaper. They're nice wallpaper, but at the end of it, I can't remember the lyrics, I can't remember the songs, you know, nothing like that. There's nothing, yeah. So, but this album, he finally put a song on it that I have a tune going through my head, and it's Cigarette and Cocktail. So I really like that song. It's has a nice little tune to it. The lyrics are great, I think. So we'll go over that one first. And this is my analysis because James hasn't been here, so I did this on my own. So we'll see what James has to say about it. So split the screen and pull up another window with Ron Sexsmith's Cigarette and Cocktail lyrics so that you can follow along and know what I'm talking about here. So, as kids at grown-up parties, all our fathers and our mothers had a cigarette in one hand, cocktail in the other. When it came to lungs and livers, well, they just could not be bothered. A cigarette in one hand and cocktail in the other. 'Twas the best of times, the worst of times, but if I had my druthers, I'd a cigarette in one hand, cocktail in the other. Far from the eyes of mother hens, our sisters and our brothers had a cigarette in one hand and cocktail in the other. A cigarette in one hand, a cocktail in the other. Lee, lee, lee. And I like the lees in this. Very cute. What comes for us, we can't outrun. Lee, lee, lee. We can gather dust or we can have some fun. And then he repeats the thing, but at the end he replaces or we can have some fun with or we can get things done. And I don't actually like that he did that. I think we can have some fun is better. But whatever. And then he says the beginning thing again. As kids at grown-up parties, all our fathers and our mothers had a cigarette in one hand, cocktail in the other. When on my deathbed someday, and should you pull down the covers, there'll be a cigarette in one hand and cocktail in the other. And then he repeats the thing, cigarette in one hand, cocktail in the other. Really cute song. And the not only are the lyrics memorable and you want to remember them, but the rhymes are good. They're off rhymes, I know. You have, they're feminine off rhymes, which feminine rhymes are tougher for people to do anyway.
English, way.
In English, but people really, I think they like hearing feminine rhymes more. I think they're subconsciously catchier. you have a sense that they're actually harder to do. more challenging to do, and so you like them more. I don't know, but so you probably caught the off rhymes. There's mothers, bothered, other, druthers, brothers, and I think that's it. Covers. So they're not perfect rhymes, but whatever. They're catchy. It's great. I like it. And oh, druthers. Did I say druthers? Maybe I did. Not sure. Anyway, what do I have here? I have, well, they could not be bothered. They and could, not just and not. Oh, the rhythm's wrong for that line. That's the only, oh no, I have another couple of comments. So, far from the eyes of mother hens. Far should get the accent, not from. And when on my deathbed someday, when should get the accent, not on. And we'll see if James agrees with that. I'm not sure. But
well, the line's inverted. Right?
So yeah, well, there's, but
no, that's
honestly,
a different issue.
It's a fun song. I liked it a lot. It surprised me that Ron Sexsmith came up with something that was catchy for me. I enjoyed it. So then there's one that I analyzed another one that kind of stood out on the album, but I don't care for this one, called Rosetown, and James might like it more than I do, but you probably remember the one too. Rosetown.
Me?
Yeah. No. Okay. Because he mentioned something about, oh, Rosetown, Saskatchewan. Oh, I've been there, or something like that. I don't know.
Been through there.
Anyway.
Maybe more.
So we're talking about Rosetown now, so pull up those lyrics. And I'm not going to read through them all because, frankly, I don't care for them. But where no God exists, nor friends there to be found, it's a bad line. There should be an R before there. So, where no God exists, nor friends are there to be found. But really, it's not even that would help. But there should get the accent that way. And the line's bad. It really should read where God didn't exist and where there weren't any friends to be found, because it's all in past tense up to that. And, well, anyway, I don't know. Anyway, that's how I feel about that. For all the good times we had, good should get the accent, not times, I think. But James might disagree. And then, like, so the whole time, the whole song, if you're reading it right now, you'll go, wow, well, he's thankful. He's living in Rosetown now. Things are good. He's grateful for our love that's grown, for all the good times we've had, and hopeful for the days unknown, which that's inversion, and that's not good. Up ahead, around the bend, reasons to be glad. So he's trying for a whole lot of, like, I've put them down as B rhymes here, because that's the first. How you usually do that is, like, the first line is heart, and then start is the second, so those are A rhymes. And then the next rhyme is around, which is a B rhyme, right? So that's a B rhyme. And then down is another, it's off, but it's an off rhyme, but it's a B. And then Rosetown, it's a B, it's off, and not only is that off, but Rose gets the accent, which that's a little. Found is another B rhyme, and then Rosetown now. Anyway, crown down at the end is and found. Anyway, so he's trying for a lot of the same sort of rhyme, which he's tried to make it challenging for himself. And one must appreciate that, right? So, anyway, things are going good. And then all of a sudden, I've planted seeds of doubt in there. And you go, what? In where? In the reasons to be glad? Because that's the last line. Around the bend are reasons to be glad. So either it's around the bend, or it's reasons to be glad. There's planted seeds of doubt in there. And so that's unclear. And then what? But it's been so good. And I've sown misdeeds, I've reaped despair, now I hold on to the thorns and bleed for this love I found. And I need to point out that in that line, now I hold on to the thorns. Now and on should get the accents, not hold. My thorny crown, rhythm's wrong, should be thorn, not my.
My thorny crown.
Yeah.
As opposed to someone else's. No.
Yeah. And so, yeah, but it just turns out really bad. I think he got tired along the way, and really, when
It happens.
it happens. And so what you should do when you get tired like that is either put the poem down or put it down for a while and pick it up later on when you're feeling refreshed and go, oh boy, I gotta fix that ending, because it just came out of nowhere all of a sudden. He's sown these seeds of doubt, and it's anyway, and I don't know if it should even be in there, but and now I hold on to the thorns and bleed for this love I've found, my thorny crown, from living in Rosetown. And I don't think comparing oneself to Jesus, having suffered as Jesus, is a bit much. Yeah, the song seemed to be going well. He found love, but all of a sudden he's not seeing roses, just feeling thorns. Clumsy endings. Should have worked on it. As it is, the song doesn't work. It's just that simple. You screw it up at the end like that, and yeah, I don't want to come back to it.
Save your best to the last.
Yeah, so
You can't end on a bang. Well, sleep on it or something.
So I think we're going to, rather than talk about the other CD I have out here, we're going to talk about the DVDs, because I have quite a lot of them there. And how's your pizza going? It looks like you're just going for the toppings. Well,
Now
whatever.
I'm going to put the tomatoes on the rest. It's just going to be awesome.
Okay.
I mainly didn't want to make a mess while I was on camera.
Oh, I see.
This
Well-
is a way of eating a pizza with a fork.
Yep.
That way I get two pizzas out of it. It's awesome.
Yeah. So, what I did with this pizza is I used Tayah dip
Yeah.
as the. So if you don't know how to make Tayah dip, go back to watching an episode or an earlier one where I made the dip and told you about how to do it. And then I put basil and oregano on it and put the toppings. So I have bell peppers, red onion, eggplant, such as it was, and fresh tomatoes. And then I put the Italian blend just a little bit on top and put it in the oven until that melted and got a little bit toasty. And that was that. That's a pizza. So the pizza base that it's the what's it called? 4 cheese oval bread. And I'd cut it in half, and remember I'd made a pizza with the one half earlier? Well, this is the other half. So that's it. That's his dinner. Pretty exciting. And the reason that James is drinking cold brew coffee is because I saw it on clearance for 99 cents for a big jug that was regular $10.99 or something like that. And I thought, well, my sister has been going on about how she loves cold brew coffee now. And so I thought, well, I can't drink it, but James might try it and give you an idea of whether it's tasty or whatever. I don't know. So, the gold. This was awesome. Both James and I thought this was one of the best. I guess it's a TV series because there's going to be more coming. But I didn't know that. When I saw this, it doesn't say, it just says The Gold Masterpiece on the front, and it doesn't say season 1. On the internet, it said season 1 on the bottom of this picture, and so there is going to be a season 2 coming, but I don't know. Anyway, as it stands, we watched it as a mini-series, and you get to the end and you're like, but honestly, right away at the beginning, what James and I were saying was, wait a minute, they have, like they were talking about, it's what was it, 6 guys and a van who did this robbery, and it's gold bullion worth 26 million pounds. Wow, that's a lot. And this was back in 1983. So,
Yeah.
Which I don't know what the value of gold has done since then. But anyway, so
Well, that's 40 years, even at 2% inflation rate, and that would be a low estimate. That'd be 80% more. I would double it,
so
100% more. So it's like 26 million, $52 million.
So anyway, we're watching this at the beginning and we're going, how much does that weigh? That would weigh so much. And then finally they said how much it weighed, and it was something like 3 tons.
3 tons.
Yeah. And James and I were saying, there's no way that a van could haul 3 tons. And so we were like, well, maybe maybe they had a couple vans. Maybe they were just exaggerating, 6 guys in a van or whatever. Or 3 vans or something like that. We were like, there's no way that a van would.
Well, what did you say about the wheels? Like,
I was like, the wheels would pop and they'd be driving on bent fenders, and the bumper would be sending sparks up or whatever.
Yeah, that's right.
And all the police would have to do is just, look around for somebody driving with sparks flying on.
Well, what I was figuring was a little less extreme, but the bottom of the body of the car would be riding on the tires that's going by. Just
yeah, who knows? Anyway,
ultimately,
the suspension never the same again after that. But so when we get to the ending, we're not that surprised, really.
Spoiler alert, folks.
Yeah, of this season, because that's the first thing James and I said, was there's no way that they could, a van wouldn't haul that. They couldn't haul that.
So spoiler alert, what was the actual amount they lugged out?
Well, you'll see when you watch that.
Okay, there we go. Yeah, we'll tell.
But, or you can look on the internet.
That would be
because
one person's version. He might have been lying.
Yeah. So, anyway. The series, you're watching it, and honestly, I like that the guy who was doing the smelting, I'm going to give a spoiler alert here. I like how it worked out for him, because honestly, I was watching it going, they have nothing on him. They can't possibly charge him. He's doing a job, and there's no reason to believe he's doing anything illegal. Really, or for him to believe that.
Yeah.
So
they did charge him, but
yeah,
they weren't able to convict him.
But I and the lawyer, I don't think he got any time.
They didn't even mention him, as I recall.
And honestly, I was watching going, he shouldn't get anything, because how could they possibly have him on?
No, I haven't even said he was a sleazy little fellow.
Sure.
But, he reminded me of one of my close relatives.
Yeah.
Now dead, but
an adopted brother. So, anyway, we were watching this and going, wow, the police going on some junkets, sending the woman and man to Africa.
They didn't even stay on the European continent. They went to
whatever. It's crazy.
Some islands off of Spain.
Yeah.
Or an island.
How nice for them.
Well,
but anyway, it's I don't know if James will talk about this more. I'll try to get through this stack, because there's some stuff worth watching here. So Gigi and Nate, cute story.
Cute monkey there.
Very cute monkey. So this is about it makes one think about service animals. So this man, he's quadriplegic, and his monkey is helping him get some movement back in his arms and stuff, and does a good job of it.
Okay.
And
I didn't see this one.
Nope. But very cute little monkey, and well done movie, and the monkey is an awesome actor. So
probably a lot better than many Hollywood Hallmark.
And I didn't realize that with service animals, you're not supposed to touch them. You're not supposed to pet somebody's seeing eye dog or something like that. Didn't know.
Why is
I guess it's like police dogs. You're not supposed to touch those either. Well, you wouldn't want to. But I guess
while they're in training.
They're in training,
when I was working at the cop shop, I went to pet one, and all of a sudden it was almost like
like
Stop
you'd done a
right
crime.
there.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
it was like, no, don't, you know, like,
Yeah.
it was like several people, I think, yelling at me.
And then I thought about it, well, it kind of makes sense because you want, these are like dogs. If anybody has had a dog as a part of their family, they realize, well, they're very social animals. And I mean, primates are the same, right? We're very social animals. So
Well,
if this little monkey only gets attention from the one guy, well, he's going to want, or she in this case, she's the monkey, she's going to want to help the man more, to get more attention. He's her family then, right? They're a team. And so it kind of makes sense that, yeah, I guess that's how they get the dogs and the monkeys to really bond with these people, is, well, they don't bond with anyone else.
It's more extreme with police dogs. I was told by one guy who said, James, you never want to be caught. He was talking about being caught trying to break up a barroom brawl and hear them say, okay, unleash the police dog. And I said, why? Wouldn't that help you? He said, they only don't bite their handler. They will bite everyone else in a brawl,
it's actually
including
not
the bad people and the other cops. So that's why they're telling me they want them to just imprint on their handler, not on anyone else. And no matter how nice, no matter what their position is in the police department.
Snow's melting. So, yeah, it's and this story makes one think about not only how useful these assistance animals can be for assistance companions. Anyway, for humans. But I guess in this movie, I'll give a bit of a spoiler alert. There's a woman who, like, I didn't realize that in this, at least in the state that they were in, the assistance animals couldn't go in grocery stores or restaurants. And I don't know how I guess people with disabilities who needed those animals, they wouldn't be able to get their own groceries then. But so anyway, this woman, she complains. She's a part of this organization that's thinks it's wrong to have animals as slaves, but I mean, in this, she's just portrayed as a jerk that's using that as a reason to bully other people and, take their pets away, or in this case, service animals. And there's a lot of people like that. I never used to think that way, but I watched this video about people that were, and they were trying to make themselves look good in the video, but it was one of those videos that worked against itself. And
too many like
the women were going around checking in yards with, dogs that were tied up, and then one woman who's looking into they're trespassing into people's yards. And a lot of people have dogs, and a lot of people leave them outside. I mean, the Inuit people, they put their sled dogs on an island, and there you go, fend for yourself,
during
dogs.
The summer,
Yeah.
when they're no use sled dogs, and you don't go on an island like that, because you could be chewed up, not just for food. It's just like they're basically like wolves.
But anyway, so this woman who was looking, not in this video, in a different one that I watched about, it was a real thing. This is based on a true story, but that was the real person who was looking into somebody else's yard to make sure that their dog was being cared for. And she was really disappointed that she found water for the dog in a dish, because the dog was laying under a table, so it had shelter, right? It was laying under a patio table, so it had shelter, and it had a dish of water, and she's like, oh, we can't do anything for this dog because it has, and it's like, You know, so it got me thinking. And it was about rescue dogs, you know, people rescuing dogs from working poor, really, stealing dogs from working poor people. So to give to, or to not to give, to sell to wealthy people. They showed.
They'd actually sell.
Yeah, they showed the sale. Oh, look at this wonderful home this dog's gonna have now.
Yeah.
You know,
it's a class thing, isn't it?
Yeah, it's terrible.
Anyway.
So, and I've seen it with a lot of times. You know, people will be like, "Oh, you know, I'm an animal rights person,
Right.
and that's why I'm gonna break somebody's window because I'm worried their dog doesn't have enough warmth or cool or air or something." And James and I sleep in our we'd go camping in our car, and there was enough air in there even when we had the window shut all night long. But anyway, so I think, yeah, there's some people who really mistreat animals, and the animals have to be saved from them.
Yeah.
And then there's a lot of people
who mistreat people.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean that, you know, that people shouldn't be in some sort of family relationship or anything like that.
So in this movie, spoiler alert, it's still worth watching the movie anyway, even though I'm telling you this, or you can just zip ahead. The woman who's part of this group, the group brings it to the courts, and all of a sudden people aren't allowed to have monkeys or primates at all, I think, but capuchin monkeys for sure, as service animals. So the story has a happy ending, so I'm not going to give away the ending, what happened. But the reason that they went to court is they were saying, well, capuchin monkeys have been proven to be dangerous, and sometimes in the past, so to the general public, so that the public cannot be exposed to this. You know, they can't have. They're too much of a threat. So, and if you look at a capuchin monkey, they're very small, but yeah, I bet you they could chomp a finger off if you really went after them or whatever.
That'd be minuscule by comparison to the damage some.
Yeah, exactly. Or a human. The most dangerous primate, a lot bigger than a capuchin monkey, other humans. What are you going to do about that? So
there's this weird thing coming from, I guess, most animal liberation groups and stuff like that, animals were born to be wild, like the 1968 hit from Steppenwolf, as it's mispronounced. Dogs and cats were domesticated, but folks, here's a novel idea, and it is truth. It's too true to be good, and that is those animals domesticated us too. It's a mutual process. What would have happened is folks would have been hunter-gatherers. They would have been wandering around, and wolves and or foxes, I don't know exactly where dogs come from, would have been following around hoping for the leavings around campfires and stuff like that. And so eventually they'd be sitting around the campfire or whatever, and you know, the people would say, well, I kind of like the look of that one, I'll toss a bone.
There he is.
That's our friendly Jay.
Yeah, he's been calling me out to give him food, and so he wants peanuts. But
she's getting domesticated. She's getting trained. Okay?
Yeah, exactly. He was just saying, like, I'm training you. He was just giving an example. The blue jay was giving an example of how he's been training me. So he'll call me out to give food, and right now he was just saying,